Welcome to After the Last Dog, a co-hosted podcast for grooming and pet care business owners who are wearing all the hats and still trying to make the business run smoother behind the scenes. I'm Jennifer Opal. My episodes address the teams and training perspective.
And I'm Dara Forleo. I bring the owner's perspective. We're your hosts. Every week, we will both share an episode to the same business challenge, what's happening, why it keeps happening, and a solution for what you can do next. What hat are you wearing right now?
Hi there. This week's theme is about when a salon owner says, I know there's something missing. What am I missing? And when I look at that from a teams and training perspective, I think about the fact that when we know something's wrong, like something's off, but we maybe don't have the language for it, or we can't really put our finger on it. So a lot of times this shows up when we've finished a crazy day. We're exhausted, covered with hair. Everything's been crazy. If you're a non-groomer owner and you didn't have shears in your hand all day, you were probably spending your time at the front of the house in operations and trying to figure out how to build the business into something more stable and profitable. But regardless of which position you come from, what do we see? We see somebody new kind of standing around or maybe looking lost. And it comes to us in a place that employees are asking questions that we think they should already know. And we kind of get triggered because they keep coming to us a lot of times with questions, again, that we think they should already know. And everybody in the team seems like they're moving in different directions. This is where we feel that something's off. The same questions, decisions, and the frustrations. So if that's you right now, I want you to take a deep breath and relax and find a little peace and space in your mind, because we're going to look at this. If you're the stylist who built this business on your talent, you've got a packed schedule because people trust your hands. If you're the entrepreneur who bought this salon, you walked into it with a sharp business mind. You might have even had a strategy and brought some capital to the table. But you're both in this space where I'm calling you in to change how you think about your role. And today isn't about the business being fixed, and it's not about you working harder or making more spreadsheets. You're learning how to handle these problems like a true boss. And I want you to kind of dip your toe into problem solving on a little bit of a higher level. So I'm asking you for a gentle shift from running things on your personal survival instinct or trying to manage every single daily interaction. Shifting to being intentional about the guardrails that humans actually need in order for a business to stand up on its own. I want you to think about that new hire who feels like they constantly need hand-holding, or the team member who's constantly looking at their phone. It's easy to get frustrated and say to yourself, why can't I just find people who get it? And that's where I'm asking you to look at it from a training perspective. So for the groomer owner, when you hire somebody, you look at their technical skills. Can they groom a dog safely? Great, they're hired. Or for the non-groomer owner, you might hire a manager or a experienced stylist based on an impressive resume and years of grooming experience. And you would think, hey, they know this industry in and out, so they can handle it. But what we're missing here is sharing with your team your North Star. And this is that quiet, unwritten rule that guides how we make decisions when things get busy, how we as owners make those decisions. Because there's a high likelihood that that rule is still living inside your head. In which case, your team is essentially forced to guess what you want. And I'm asking you to change your role to no longer being the best groomer in the room and no longer about just being the person who writes the paychecks. So our human beings, our team members, actually want to know where the boundaries are. So we need these guardrails for them to feel confident enough to move through their decisions. Because when we don't give them a clear shared target, your team is not trying to drain your energy on purpose. They're just guessing in the dark, okay? So your new job is to step back and set those boundaries so everyone's on the same page. And you're going to hear me use analogies if you listen to my content enough. So today I'm going to talk about NASCAR. And when you think of a NASCAR pit crew, the race car pulls into the pit. The place is loud. It's chaotic. It's crazy. It's like a grooming salon on the week before a holiday. But notice why they don't fail. The tire changer and the fueler don't stop to ask the crew chief what to do next. They don't hesitate. They have one shared, unified mission hardwired into their minds. Get that car back on the track as safely and quickly as possible. Because they all share that same target, they can support each other, sometimes without even saying a single word. So right now, your salon team is working hard, but they're probably ununified, okay? So your bather is trying to be fast. Your stylist is trying to be perfect. And your receptionist is juggling calls, texts, rebooks, and pickups. And they probably all have different targets in their heads. And this is kind of where a big disconnect happens. And your job as the boss is to build that one pit crew rule so you can unify your whole team, and that will help the business stand up on its own. So how do we do this? Now, I don't want to bring a massive, boring corporate handbook fix to this. In one of the books that I read, Business Made Simple by Donald Miller, he shares a great framework that can help unify a team instantly. The way he explains it is that a great mission statement shouldn't be full of textbook or industry jargon. It needs to be short, interesting, and inspirational. And most importantly, it should position your team's collective effort, and most important, it should position your team's collective effort as a direct counterattack against an injustice. Now, if your team is large enough, you could even have your internal mission statements separated into, let's say, the different departments like reception, bathers, or groomers. But for simplicity, today, let's start with a general salon mission statement. And here's the formula. We will accomplish blank by blank because of the blank. The first one is we will accomplish, and you're going to put your goal in there, by, that's where we're going to put a deadline in there. And then because of, that will get filled in with the injustice we're fighting. So when we define the injustice, we're pointing directly at the unfair stress, physical breakdown, and the operational chaos that happens when a salon runs without the systems. And we're showing our employees that this mission exists to protect them and the pets from, let's say, burnout and injury. So I'm going to make an example of this. We're going to plug some salon ideals into these 3 steps. Let's say our first goal is compassionately groom all the dogs on the schedule. Second is the deadline. This is something that you can reset all the time to keep people focused. But for today, let's make it a by the end of the month. And the last piece is the injustice. What's the unfair thing that we're pushing back against? I'm going to put in here, because no pet professional should have to endure an unsafe, chaotic workday that leaves them physically broken and emotionally drained, and because no pet should be forced to endure excess anxiety and physical discomfort for the sake of looking perfect. Now, when we stick these pieces together, your new guardrail would sound like, we will compassionately groom all the dogs on the schedule every day for the next month, because no pet professional should have to endure an unsafe, chaotic workday that leaves them physically broken and emotionally drained, and because no pet should be forced to endure excess anxiety or physical discomfort or injury for the sake of looking perfect. Now, do you feel how powerful that is? You're not just giving your team a metric to hit. You're launching a counterattack against burnout and injury. And you're proving to them that the rule is there to protect their peace and the pet's safety. And they don't have to guess what you want. They look at the guardrail, they know the goal is 0 stress, and they know the injustice we're fighting is burnout and injury. Now, they have full permission to put the dog away, pause the clock, and call the owner, because you have defined exactly what winning looks like for their safety. You took the vision out of your head, put up a clear guardrail, and gave your team the exact structure they need to manage themselves without you. And this is really powerful because it unifies the team, while at the same time it helps free you up from feeling like you have to control every single table or shadow every single employee on the floor. Moving from a solo mindset or a traditional management mindset to an intentional team system is a journey. And needing a little help with it is exactly how we grow. You are always right where you're supposed to be. If you want to read the book that inspired that quick framework for unifying a team around a mission, I've put a handy link to Donald Miller's Business Made Simple in the show notes below. Writing down the formula is just the first step. The real magic happens when you know how to build this exact mission into your business structure so that every single person you hire fits into it seamlessly. If you're ready to sit down together and map out this entire hiring and onboarding process step by step so that you can build a team that can confidently run the floor while you take a well-deserved stress-free day off, this is exactly why I've built the program. And whether you came from the grooming table or from the corporate world, the Growing Groomers Hiring and Onboarding Masterclass gives you the exact templates, interview scripts, training workflows that can take this mission formula and make it real for your entire staff, from hiring through onboarding. Right now, you can use the coupon code HIR25 to get 25% off of the masterclass on the Growing Groomers offer page. And you've got the vision and you've got the heart. Now let's just build the guardrails. I'll see you after the last dog. That's it for today's episode of After the Last Dog. Take the action step from today and use it where it fits your business this week. You can find more support and resources at growinggroomers.com or through the links in the show notes. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time after the last dog goes home.